It is I, one that is, and this is Universe Acid Storm. If you've already seen reviews of him, then you don't have to see mine. I'm just gonna give out my opinion on this fantastic mold. The Starscream mold from the first Classics wave is excellent. If you don't have one, why don't you? Don't become me before I got this. It's amazing. If you're a Transformers fan, you should start with a deluxe like this. I did pay actually $16.94. That's with tax from Zellers. I don't know if I'm ripped off or something, but hey, this guy is my first Transformer bought with my own money. It's just great. He's just great. He's fantastic. Some minor things. His missiles were all green. Original photos on the side in the info box. And I painted them blue on the tip only because I can't do the whole missile, and it looks fine. The little cockpit, this window right here on above my thumb, was actually covered in the green, and the green wasn't supposed to be there, so I scratched it off. Thank you, box art. A little bit more truth telling. I had to choose between him, animated oil slick, animated slag, Snarl, and Alspark Bonecrusher. So I picked him, and I was very, very smart too. Anyways, he does have landing gear. Very awkward at landing gear. It becomes his chest bent things. I'd like to put him up here instead. It makes him look much superior. Much more dominant. Much more like a model. And yes, I did make this stand out of Lego haphazardly, but I don't care. It's fine. And I could pose him like this. Yes, it is a pose. Just like this. Up there, yeah. So anyways, let's get on with his transformation. And I will say stuff on the way. At first, these wings were very lopsided, and they didn't agree with me. They didn't agree with each other. This wing actually was tighter, and it disaligned this one. This one is tight. This tail flap there is tighter than this one, which is kind of more looser. But that's fine. I could fix that with super glue. Put a layer on the joint where you think it is and let it sit. Now something very satisfying. 2 clicks of the knees where it joins. It's very good. Split the legs. Turn the whole thing around. Where the engineering really gets to me is this part. Take the nose and hold the back all the way away from the rest of the body. You can flip out the arms by this blue here, this blue hinge here. And the engineering really gets to me at this point. Dislodge the cockpit and nose. This joint does actually does more work than the rest of his body. It spins around as well. Then it collapses into this cavity under the nose, into the cavity of his chest, right here. And a satisfying click right there. Bring the rest of him together and complete his body. Now for me, I have to hold this down because it pops this out. I don't know why. The pin that's connecting this right here actually holds it together, so to make it more sturdy, do that. If you already know how is it like, then you don't have to listen to me. Hands fold out, very nice. The proportions on this guy is a little bit skewed, but I don't care. This is really, really, really good. And his head reveal. Take down his feet. I don't know why he has to have feet. It's supposed to be an homage. To be the original looking Starscream mold, so it does that. Actually just doesn't really need it. And you put his Hyperion 3 blasters into his shoulders, not his hands. You can do that if you want, and I guess you already did. And there, he is completed in robot mode. Let me adjust the camera. Very nice, very superior in this little. Yes, he is kind of little, but he holds it so well together. I don't know what, but it's just good. Now he's, again, sometimes tight, like over here. It's tighter to put it, and it's on a hexagonal angled knee joint, but this is quite free. See? No friction. I mean, a lot of resistance on this knee. And there's the articulation for you. His arms do go all the way back, but they push back on the wing. The wing is not kibble. It's not kibble. Know that. His feet don't actually go all the way down. They have to go a little up to hold him up. But it's okay. It doesn't matter. He stands solidly anyways. Now for me, I don't know why. His this cone in the back is not kibble also. It has a purpose. It helps him move his head around quite solidly. But it's currently extremely tight, and I don't want to snap that little stem, that green little stem there. There he is. I did just paint tips blue, and I don't know, it looks better in this. I really like it. So some gripes. I had to color the knees better. I mean, Hasbro, come on. Some parts, like here, it had that snap off plastic type. When if you're a Gundam builder, you know how that you have to like shave down that stub after you cut it off like a tree. But they didn't melt it either. They just left it there. So I covered it in a terrible green, and it really shows. But the green actually isn't so bad. So there he is, Acid Storm. Now, I find this really amusing. And if you can't read it, that's fine, I'll just read it. Some poses may require hand support. I don't know why, I'm just a dork that way. Let me read you his tech specs. Acid Storm, a member of an obscure squad of Decepticon air warriors known only as the Rainmakers, Acid Storm is only known as an individually only to his teammates and a very few others. He is highly intelligent, eager, and dedicated to utterly the Decepticon cause. He has a talent for marshalling vast amounts of data, as well as a way with words that would make him a powerful speaker. However, he prefers to remain anonymous as a part of his team. His Hyperion 3 blasters can see natural clouds with a highly destructive form of acid rain. He sounds like me. It's F4, I don't have Hyperion 3 blasters. I'm as big as a city bot compared to these figures, and I'm not Decepticon. Just a little bit of gushing over this fantastic toy right here. For a guy who just got this for his first toy, I'm really satisfied. I recommend him, even though he's a, let's see, his like trademark 2006 mold in a 2008 repaint release. Yes, he is fantastic. I hope you buy him. If you already have him, you know how I feel too. I like these obscure characters. It's just great. Pointing out some of the paint I had to add. Knees, guns, forearms, chest, this collar part, the side here, it's a little bit darker, the sides of his head, whoa, it's blurry, I'm sorry, sides of his head, and these vents here. Some generic poses would just have him stand there, but I find the nose cone to make him like a little bit more superior. He looks a little bit smarter like this, like a mage from a Final Fantasy thing. I'm sorry, this is my own opinion. Can't handle it, it's fine with me. I don't know, it just makes him more superior, like a Spartan helmet fro thing to make them more dominant because it adds them height. But yeah, that's just me. You can put it all the way back. So I'm just go back and forth. There, you're blocked by the wings. It's not kibble. blocked by the Hyperion 3s, which is not kibble, it's aesthetics. But they can also do this. Part of the transformation, I know, but it actually holds, gives his arms a little bit more, more articulation. So there you have it. Acid Storm, Universe Acid Storm. I am one that is.